Newly announced indie title Seekers of Skyveil was recently revealed. Previously known as Project Skies, the game combines PvP VE fantasy extraction RPG with the combat mechanics of an ARPG. Players will team up with Seekers who are put into a fantasy world in search of loot and treasure, but time is of the essence to complete tasks before the extraction point turns up. Together, teams will vie to gather their loot and make it in time, or face losing their precious finds. Originally planned as a more traditional ARPG such as that of Diablo, but the PvP VE mode became the more main focus of the game as it moved to a more competitive approach. LD Games looks to be taking the opportunity to bring something a little bit different to the genre, which takes on more of a fantasy form. Their aim is also to focus on a high-paced thrill ride with MOBA-style combat, which hopefully keeps things fresh. Seekers of Skyveil begins its closed alpha on October 20th. Those interested can check out the official website to sign up now. If you've been enjoying the retro callback to RPGs Sea of Stars, you'll be probably hoping that there's more content coming to the game. Well, in a recent Q&A livestream, the director of Sabotage Studio touched upon the feedback from fans and what they could bring to the game in future. Sea of Stars already has one DLC, Throws of the Watchmaker planned, which adds a full-side adventure featuring the Watchmaker and a clockwork conundrum. Downloadable content was successfully funded as part of the game's Kickstarter stretch goal campaign, but beyond this, there could be another under the name Shades of Kunishinuku, which has been dubbed a theoretical DLC for now. However, for the moment, they will focus on the first DLC. Further content is coming in the form of a single-player plus, which adds co-op elements to the game. As for future games, director Thierry Boulanger explained a couple of ideas of having a new game in the same universe, but maybe with a different genre. Sea of Stars is currently available on PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. The lead quest designer for Bethesda's Starfield is now heading to Something Wicked Games. Will Shen will be working with other veterans in the gaming industry on an open-world RPG called Wydrsong. The studio is founded by the ex-Bethesda lead Jeff Gardner, who worked on such titles as Fallout 3. The developer has been recruiting talent and Shen is the latest to join. Shen confirmed in an interview with the website Game Developer that he'd be joining the studio. In case you missed it, Wydrsong was first announced at Gamescom 2022, a project that has the team members who have worked on such major games as The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, Dragon Age Inquisition, The Outer Worlds, and more. It'll be set in a fictional version of Portugal during the Middle Ages, set to be an open-world title with fully fledged RPG mechanics including combat and questing. In a previous interview with IGN, the game also had details of including the occult and being part historical fantasy. The concepts discussed also mentioned mythical storytelling going into not just the strange, but the weird or supernatural. The world will certainly be an odd place if the concept art is anything to go by. Currently there is no release date for Wydrsong, but we do know that it's being developed using Unreal Engine 5. The recently released action RPG dark fantasy Lies of P has now sold over 1 million copies worldwide. Newiz and Round 8 Studio have announced the good news to the citizens of Krat that just 1 month after the game's release, the game has now sold about 1 million copies worldwide. The game was released on September 19th for PC and consoles. Lies of P takes the classic Carlo Collodi fairy tale story of a puppet on its journey to becoming human, and turns it on its puppet head with lots of twists and turns and challenging enemies. Original fairy tales are much more sinister than nowadays, and this tale certainly runs with the dark fantasy theme. P's Reach has even had crossovers in another challenging action RPG, Warlong Fallen Dynasty, which received the Puppet Saber and Etiquette umbrella weapon. If you've been playing Lies of P or some other recent RPGs, let us know in the comments below how you've been finding them and what's your favourite so far. Another major release this year, Starfield has now stormed the US games charts, now getting to number 1 according to sales numbers from the media company Sakana. The game, which also released as part of the Xbox Game Pass Day 1 releases, still managed to rack up sales across PC and Xbox. According to the top 20 games of September 2023, which includes both physical and full game digital sales, the Sci-Fi Space Explorer has charted new frontiers with its launch. The media company Sakana also states that Starfield is now the 7th best-selling game this year Hogwarts Legacy, though, still takes the cake for most sales this year, followed by Zelda Tears of the Kingdom in second. Diablo 4, funnily enough, is in 4th place for most sales for games this year. Now looking into some new RPGs, Beast, the turn-based tactical RPG developed by False Prophet, set in a grim dark world where moral decisions affect combat, the game has been announced it will be heading to Steam Early Access on October 25th. The game follows a veteran soldier who returns to his homeland of Carpathian and finds it taken over by a Mandan king. A new Early Access trailer previews more of the grim tale of a soldier returning to his homeland, now with a love lost and a hellish plague to top it all off. His home is looking very different from last time he was there, but the trailer also goes into a little bit about how the story is going to be told from two different sides. Choosing to fight for the people or killing them all, which sounds like it's giving into the Beast, which is the name of the title. It'll be interesting to see how the insanity system also factors into the gameplay as well. The CRPG Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader got a new trailer looking into how player choices will impact outcomes in the game. The title will make players make some tough decisions when it comes to saving worlds or destroying them in order to contain heresy. Each decision will impact the subsector and will catch the eye of Inquisitor Calcazar, who oversees the Coronis Expanse. Choices made through conversations with the Inquisitor could make the very difference in discovering a new game ending. The trailer shows a wheel which maps out the different decisions which can lead to different paths in the game. There seem to be options to bargain with the enemy to gain forbidden power, but of course, that will probably come with a hefty price. The game includes a morality system and also includes a cover system while in battle. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader releases on December 7th for PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. Be sure to visit our Rogue Trader wiki for more info on the game. A new title announced this week was in the form of Babylon X, a new sci-fi fantasy action RPG developed by Mighty Boy Studio, founded by some industry veterans from such studios as Owlcat Games, Saber Interactive and more. The game is based on the Tower of Babel, which has been built, and humanity faces the apocalypse. Players follow Samson, a former prophet and runaway slave, as well as Leica, a young moon priestess, as they search for answers to save their world. The action RPG will connect ancient magic and technological advancement into an intriguing tale of a dying world. The trailer also shows Samson zipping across sands on a hovercraft, as well as some of the different locations and some of the mechanics of the game, which looks like Samson's going through some laser beams as well as getting around in some interesting ways. The game combines elements of Western and Eastern in both narrative and directing, taking inspiration from classic JRPGs such as Final Fantasy, as well as Hollywood action adventure films. The game features a robust combat and magic system, a dynamic semi-open world, as well as role-playing with meaningful choices that will have impact. Babylon X will be coming to PC and consoles. No release date was announced as of yet. Well, that's it for the Week in the Wikis. Please join us again next week for yet another great week of gaming. Remember to check out our VIP program for some exclusive supporter benefits. And budding writers should take advantage of our Become an Author initiative. Thanks again for being part of this great community. Keep checking in with us with news, reviews, YouTube streams and vids, and general wiki goodness.